We're going to go this way. Let's start off this way. Let's make this legit, guys. We're doing
do it
off the cuff. We're going into a podcast episode. We are bringing value. And I want to remind people, if you're popping in, you got to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'm always here to help motivate and inspire. You got to check out Evolve Now Social and also Network Marketing Insider. Now, we're going to get into some information that we were just talking. We always do a connection call. I'm like, why don't we just do a podcast? Let's just make it happen. So we're off the cuff, as you can see. And Tom, let's rock. Let's talk about some things that people can benefit.
Is an improv podcast. And basically how Sean and I met was through a school community. And I liked Sean's, how you were doing everything focused on teachers and 9-to-5ers. And then we just started following each other. Now we're on a connection call like an hour later.
See that? And I tell people all the time, like, they're like, well, how do you get to do what you do? And I'm like, I did a post. I am in other communities. We're actually in a community together, and I want to shout him out. Let me just go over here. It's Mike's community. I want to give the right proper community we're in with him. It is Income Breakthrough with Michael Plusek, who's been on my podcast. He did a testimonial. He's on my website if you want to check it out. But he did a post. I engage it. I always engage. I always drop comments and I check in what's going on. And then Tom must have looked at my profile, which I highly recommend people putting things in their profile, what you want people to know about you. And then in the comment, he said, I like what you're doing. I want to learn some more. And we can't even message in his community because Tom's so new. So what did Tom do?
Yeah.
He set up a connection call through my link. I have a connection call link. Mm-hmm. He clicked on it, scheduled it for tomorrow. I said, hey, it's my wife's birthday. We got to do it. Can we do something today? Through email. Then we started getting onto a call. This is like how it was supposed to work. This is how powerful this is.
Yeah. There's a bit of a roundabout because we couldn't DM each other, but that's the best way. Yeah. So, with this is almost be like a little reverse interview, Sean. So give me a breakdown. Like you said, like, okay, so context of anyone listening, I've been on school for 2 weeks. Sean's the veteran here of a year. So Sean, you so you're focusing on 9-to-5ers and also teachers. Now you are drawing attention to your school community by engaging in other school communities.
That is one practice that I teach. Every school owner has the ability to be inside of schoolers. If you go into the community schoolers, right, that's where everyone that hangs out. It used to be 190,000 members in there. I think it dropped down to 170 because people quit every day because they think, I'm going to start a community for $9 a month or $99 a month, which I highly recommend because you can have affiliates inside and it can help you sell it. But they have for $99 start a community. They start a business. But after a month, they quit because they said, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, it's a business. What have you done? Well, I didn't do anything. Well, that's why you're quitting. So I wanted to pivot and teach people how to not just quit, to give school at least 6 months to a year, because you can be successful if you do things. The one thing is hanging out in schoolers. Here's the one caveat. You cannot be self-serving or self-promotion inside there. Because a lot of people, they'll start getting frustrated because they say, I want to join your community, join mine. And they put a post out. And what happens? It gets denied. And they're like, this is bullshit. I can't even put my stuff up there. It's not designed that way. You're supposed to give value and supposed to comment with others, build relationships in public, and then getting into the DM. That direct message, that's where all the magic happens. That's one area that you should be hanging out. I tell people you should be investing in other communities as well. Oh, but it costs money. Sure. but it might be in an area that you lack, that if you self-reflect, you can learn information that you can gather, that knowledge that you can implement later. But it might be $10 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month. But you could even go in for 1 month. The value that you can gain in that 1 month from investing in you, because you're going to go inside, digest, reflect, and then put it out into the world, you're now gaining skills. And if you're gaining skills, you can earn more money. So I go into those that I'm investing in. I used to post a lot. The problem is I'm so consistent. Now, if I'm in his community, if he doesn't post.
When you say you used to post a lot, where, in your own community or other communities?
I used to do like a conversation starter, a lot of questions that I would post. I would come into Tom's community and drop a post that would get engagement. The problem is I would do it every day in about 15 communities, all different posts, right? But if Tom doesn't show up every single day, what does the community now look like? Sean Ziem post, Sean Ziem post. And I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. I don't want to make it about me. I want to try to get people that are lurkers to start doing things, to take action.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you know what? I can't post. So I post in my community and Evolve Now Social consistently. What I do in the other communities, I sit in there and I engage. I ask questions. I build relationships in public. And then I try to get into a direct message to see if the person is an action taker, that we can actually merge our ecosystems to see if we can make money together. Because Tom has friends that he might be pitching his product, service, community to his friends for many years. They're like, oh, Tom, damn, he's always talking about this. But if we collaborate and we're on a video like we are now, his friends be like, hey, who's this Sean guy? Check out the description. Maybe join my community. My friends been hearing me talk about different things for all these years. Dude, I like this guy, Tom. He's a nomad. He's doing some good stuff. I want to check him out. Click his community, join today. That's how we're merging ecosystems. And that's a power that a lot of people are afraid of. They think it's, oh, if I give away some things for free, people are going to steal my idea. No, it's you that they're going to gain.
Have you ever done like a podcast interview live in your community and then have it recorded?
Yes.
And then you use that on YouTube or any social media?
Yep.
Okay. Because I was doing a podcast and I was getting consistent. I was actually consistent with the podcast until I started school, and I was like, okay, I just need a break and like reconfigure everything to make school the center rather than the podcast the center. And I'm gonna do the podcast in within school. So I think what I was thinking about, what would be ideal is if we could do a call like this live in both of our communities or in like multiple communities.
That is where I want to go. It's the most powerful thing. I tell people all the time, if you're joined a community and you see that live button, that's where you post. It says a little live. Click it and join it, because all of a sudden you might be popped into a Zoom call like we're in right now without all the bells and the whistles, and you can connect with other people.
Yeah,
I've done that constantly. A lot of people, out of my 30 plus people in my community, I would say 3/4 of them are all my guests that I've had on. So our ecosystems can really benefit each other. And then I want to have, my goal is to have a couple people on. We could have a couple boxes of people in here that we do it. And we just walk out for content talking about one day on lead generation. You talk about how to build your personal brand, talk about what the hell nomad is and how you can live a different lifestyle that's not the norm that people talk about. Oh, it's powerful.
Yeah. So are you on Instagram?
I am on Instagram. I'm not I wouldn't consider myself, I didn't build it properly, I think. I don't know. Facebook, I would say my top one is Facebook. And then I use YouTube.
Okay. So, here is a strategy that I'm trying. So a little bit of context. Actually, let me back up. This is how I made my first $2 million using Facebook and LinkedIn DMs. I just started friend requesting people on Facebook. And then what I found, my product Grip Mat is made for mechanics. And what I did was I would find, first I started just friend requesting random people because I'm just trying to get more exposure. Then what I did was I started focusing on mechanics that would actually use the product, friend requesting them. Then I grew into, okay, I'm going to focus on tool trucks. If you know, like Snap-on tool trucks, I'd had like 600 tool truck friends in my Facebook account. Anyway, I would like make posts and people would start buying it. Then I got to like really smart with it, where I would go to LinkedIn, I would search like product manager at Napa or whatever tool company, and I would find their profile on LinkedIn, their name and everything. Then I would go to Facebook and friend request that same person and also their friends, so they didn't find it too random. So I would just start, like, I'd keep posting about Grip Mat, and I'd actually go to events with not enough inventory, sell out, and then post, hey, oh my God, I sold out the first day. And everyone would be like, oh, this is like hot. And then I'd get all these likes, and then I'd get the orders. And like one time it was I somehow friend requested the admin of some Snap-on private group, and he's like, hey, I like these Grip Mats, and he made a little post in the group. In an hour, it was like $15,000 in like sales, just people calling me. So then I start, I was getting smarter with like the LinkedIn strategy. And this one lady, I was just like, she just never would message me. Like, so we're friends. And then I saw it was her birthday. I was just like, hey, happy birthday. And then just sent her a direct message. And then she replies back, hey, could you stop by the office next week? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And then it's like, I think within a few days, she sent like a $60,000 check. And then later for Christmas, they made an order for, I think, like $200K. But anyway, so the way I am right now is with school. I'm like learning all these like little like tips and tricks. And why I asked you about Instagram is the experiment I'm trying right now with Instagram is, so everyone, about 80-90% of the people in my community, I've found their Instagram accounts. And do you know what's close friends on Instagram?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I've marked all of them as my close friends. And then I'm only posting things about the community within my close friend group. So then I can actually see if they see it. So I'm not sure, like,
that's, yes.
So the thing is, I don't know if this will hit the 2 million mark like the last one, but this one, I think I was like, okay, well, this is like something to start. And because what I realized, okay, so my theory is, okay, so a lot of people say, how do you get your first 1,000 super fans? Like, that's the focus, get your first 1,000 super fans. And what I realized with my company Grip Mat, how I did that was I was selling the product in person at trade shows. And so the thing is, I didn't realize it. I'm just going to the event. I wasn't even trying to build like a social media following or anything like that. But because I was doing these in-person trade shows, I was in person is how you get a super fan. The fastest way to get a super fan is in person. Now, the thing is, what you're doing, I think, is amazing because you're actually getting a face-to-face call. But like this is a great call, and I'm super excited to be here. But also, like, in person is hard to beat. When you're going like getting dinner with them, you're going to an event where you're like going to an after party, like you just can't beat that online. So
exactly.
So the thing is, when I started my school was at a nomad festival. And so like I'm a nomad, and I was like, I always wanted to go to this Nomad Festival. And so I went there, and they had this what's called an unconference, which is everyone lines up and basically pitches at a conference what they want to host at the conference. And they'll have like little time slots for like an hour that you can pitch whatever. And you can have like 2 people there, you can have 30 people there, whatever. So I pitched mine on how to manage FOMO. And I actually did it twice. The first one, I think I got like 10, 12 people. The second one, I got 30 people. And because the thing is with nomads, we always have like FOMO because we could like go anywhere. So I was like, what's funny is I pitched it, and I was like, I want to be one of the first ones to go. So basically you could learn about how to manage your FOMO throughout the week so you could live FOMO free. But then what I realized is you don't buy a knee brace until your knee hurts. So only 10 people came. So I was like, let me see if there's a space at the end and do another one. So I did another one. There was like 3 times more people came. So it was just kind of funny, like, oh, it's like the psychology of it. But anyway, my theory, so what I was thinking before was I want to do more nomad festivals, because the core, like what I really like, I'm not really focused on nomads. I'm really focused on builders, entrepreneurs, just people who want to create things. And I think I definitely want to like find like niche down. But what I've realized with my company GripMat is a lot of times people will ask me about business advice and like business strategy. And I'm realizing in this person, the problem is their business mindset. And that's what I want to focus on, is like business mindset, where to me, like the mindset is like the foundation, the strategy is like the house on top. So they're asking me, how to paint the living room when the kitchen, when the foundation is falling into the ocean. Right. Like this is like, you don't need to worry about painting the living room. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, I really like the mindset of these nomads. And I think there's like, I'm making these awesome connections by, doing these unconferences, like doing these little mini intimate events. But what I'm realizing is that what I like with your strategy of doing this, like kind of networking within school, is that I'm realizing it's hard to it's harder to make someone a non-schooler, a schooler, versus just someone who's already a schooler, bring them into your community. So I think that's like ideally the perfect thing would be somehow go to a super schooler event where, it could do like unconferencing schooler events, which I don't know, maybe we end up hosting that. But
I think you got something there as far as they call it in real life, the IRLs.
Yeah. Right.
But you hit the nail on the head as far as when you bring people in from outside, there's no algorithm like Instagram, Facebook. There's an algorithm. Things get thrown at you. Inside of school, there's a new platform that you kind of have to learn that, yes, if you are inside of other schools, those people know how to work school and how to help you and leverage it as far as engaging and not just hitting like or commenting like an emoji. They actually are having it like we had. If you look at that conversation, it's like we had a conversation that benefits the creator of that community, because now it helps them with the inside algorithm for the discovery inside of school, which now will, with the growth, they have a growth boost that they're advertising each community on meta ads that are driving traffic. And it's not even at 1,000. Like Sam Elvin said, it's not even at 1,000 yet as far as the level that they can really hammer home. But if your about page, your image, and your process, they're going to start dropping people into you. Oh, but you lose 30%. I'd rather pay school 30% commission. I pay out 50 inside of mine. I'll pay 30 all day long.
Yeah, 30s. Also, like the marketing, the typical marketing cost for a business, 30s all day.
Yes.
Because for me, to have my products sold in, like, let's say Walmart, they're going to want 60 to 70% margin. So to do something for 30 is all day.
It's a no-brainer. And to go back to in-person stuff, and I I'm starting to. I'm gonna plan one. There was an in real life New Jersey. It's completely dead group. I've been trying to revive it. I don't want to become the mayor because that would be an extra thing to do inside of school. I want to do my own thing. So if I used to do it for my insurance business, I had a connection night that I go by the connection machine. That's my shtick inside my business world. So I found that if I can connect with other people, help them build their business, who are they going to remember for insurance back in the day was Sean, because I could help you with marketing, branding, video, whatever, networking. So I had this once a month. I went to a local bar. I basically knew the owner, so we had one part of the whole bar, and it started out with 5 guys. Then it grew to like 25 with male and female to over 100 that would show up monthly. And then COVID hit, and it kind of screwed everything up for my momentum.
If you had school set up, that would have been perfect.
It would have been. That's why I'm like, God damn it! Like where I could be with, but I'm thinking maybe I started back up. I've been trying to get local people and come together, and they always say start like I did it with 5 in the beginning. Even if it's 3, who cares? Do 3, do a little podcast while we're there, do some pictures, do some content. The next time, bring a friend. You'll have double. It'll keep doubling. And then people will start coming into the community. Then you can kind of pitch the community. You have to join to learn about the next one, etc. So I rather meet that face to face. But this, I mean, you're in Mongolia, like I'm in Jersey, like so we would never meet. But if you're in Ohio, there's a chance that we could meet, which is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think I think like online, people are just like under leveraging IRL in real life. Like here's another example of how I like. Okay, what I realized when I was doing trade shows became like my superpower. Like I guarantee any trade show, I will get the biggest ROI out of anyone in any trade show. So like an example was we did SEMA, which is the world's largest auto show. It's the second largest trade show in the world, and it's in Vegas. And so what happens at these trade shows is that they don't let you sell in person. This is all supposed to be B2B. So it's a big car show. What's supposed to happen is like someone from AutoZone is supposed to walk over to my booth and be like, this looks great. Oh, let me get your email. And then maybe we'll get it into AutoZone. The thing is, with my product, the Grip Mat, every mechanic could use it. And it's like, I think the cheapest, I don't know what the cost is now. I don't manage anymore, but I'd sell the cheapest one for like $20 or something. And the thing is, I couldn't sell it out of the booth. So what I did was I'd have QR codes on the back of our name tags or on our cell phones that would take them to the Amazon store. Now, what I noticed, I did it a few times, it didn't work because they're like, yeah. They'd scan it and I'd try to get them to check out. And then there was no pressure. And they're like, no. They would just leave. Like, I'll check it out later. But then when I switched it at SEMA to, you get 25% off, like 25% off is the in-booth discount. We like in 3 days at the trade show, we got an additional like $32,000 in sales in the booth through Amazon. So what happened was we were registered on Amazon like not that long before. This is all pre-COVID. So this is like before everyone was on Amazon. And this is like when everyone was starting to go on Amazon. But anyway, it took us from, I think we were in the like 100,000th product or 300,000th product on Amazon to the top 800 in 3 days. Because what's happening is, I'm having my phone, like here's a QR code, they're scanning it. And then like I'm instantly getting a purchase, a one-click purchase. When you go on Amazon, you don't instantly purchase. You read the reviews, you look at the pictures, whatever. Right. The thing is, they already looked at the product. They're touching the product right now, and they're like, yeah, this is great. Like they've already verbally committed to buying it. Yeah, well, right here. And the thing is, I would type in the discount code myself. They don't know what it is. I don't give it to them. Only like me or anyone working the booth would know it. So the thing is, what I'm saying is that was an IRL experience that I was leveraging online. And I think that there's just like a lot of magic of this like IRL and I guess in real life, what was IOL in online life, OL, whatever. But like the digital, like the IRL and the digital world, I think like leveraging them together.
Yes.
Because like what you're saying, like that event that you had started with 5 and then just like compounding. And the thing is, you don't know how fast it would have compounded if you had a digital element to it.
Right.
You know, so it could be much faster. So
I mean, I'm just getting ideas. What you were just saying, like I used to sell sponsorships on the screens in the bar. So I would have like logos and stuff, have them do a little presentation. I would do a talk. And then now if I had this school, be like, hey, everybody, 25% off, join my community today. Put the QR code up. Boom. They'd be all like joining.
Yeah. Anyone who comes to the event gets the. I don't know if you can do promo codes with Skool. I think I'm too new to know.
What you can probably do, the workaround, you can make your price whatever the price is. If it's $100 to join your community, you could just go in there just that night and just change it to 75.
Change it. Yeah. And then you could say, just anyone who's. And then you could actually you could pitch it as like anyone who comes to the in-person event gets X% off,
right,
or 25% off.
Or if you have like different tiers, it'll be better for you if you come to the event. I give you the VIP experience you'll get at this price.
Yeah. Or you get something extra,
right,
a free course, or I don't know, but I think that's a cool, it's a fun idea, because I mean, think of how people are doing this alternatively. Like, okay, I have a friend, he's got his community is called Creator Science. He's on Circle. Now his YouTube channel is like 130,000 subscribers. His name is Jay Klaus. I would highly recommend checking him out. But he did like an online event on YouTube, and then it was like 3 days long, and it was about building a community. And then like the 4th day, so it was a free event, was doing YouTube live, and then the 4th day, to be a part of it, you'd have to pay like $45 or something. And really this system was like pitching a online cohort where he's like, okay, everyone who's doing a community for like the next like month or so, we're going to meet weekly or whatever. And then he had a fee for that. So really, I mean, that was, he did very well of like a digital online event. But the thing is, if you have the lever of doing an IRL like event, that's a game changer.
Yes.
No one like, and the thing is, what Jay's been saying is like IRL events are a game changer of like deepening relationships. You're getting like higher retention. People are meeting you in person. So that's what I was thinking with my lifestyle of being a nomad is I want to focus on entrepreneurs, and like it doesn't have to be builders. The way I have it in my mind is like I've been calling them builders, which might be a wantrepreneur, a hobbyist, whatever, and then like the 6 figures and then like the 7 figures. That's kind of like 3 buckets I have. But what I'm realizing is like I've been a nomad since COVID is when I started, but all my entrepreneur friends, they kind of envy me traveling. They all want to travel. So, and what's funny is the entrepreneurs are all kind of like solo entrepreneurs. Like they are not as extreme, but they're typically at minimum a solo entrepreneur. So there is like this, like, I'm like, well, I could potentially do like my IRL events could be like, hey, let's go to Spain, or like one girl in my community, she's finding super cheap cruises. So she's going on like a week cruise for like $400. So, I was thinking like, what would be kind of cool is like, if you could give me like 2-3 months in advance a price, and it'll just be like, $1,000 come to this cruise. and then that would be like our IRL event. And then potentially I was thinking would be kind of fun is if I found like other community leaders, and like, you know, you have a school account of, you know, however many people, and like I have a few in mind, but then just be like, open it up to them. So it would almost be like a cruise event with like 5 different communities coming together. Yeah. Now they're like one of the guys I'm thinking of, he has it's called Connected. He's got quite a big following, I think, on Facebook, but his is about networking, how to optimize networking. Now his networking thing is in person. So anyway, it'd be cool to have like his community come out. You know, that's on networking, which is like relevant to what I'm doing, what you're doing, and so yeah, I think that's just me kind of brainstorming of it's funny because I feel like I dump all these ideas on my fiance, and she's like, "Oh my god." So yeah, we just need an AA meeting for schoolers.
You have all like,
hi Tom.
Yeah,
I've been on school for 2 weeks now, and I just
I totally agree. Definitely agree, and I think that just to circle back, it's funny. We were just gonna have a call, guys. We were just gonna have a call, but some people don't realize the power of recording things. That you could be a little birdie on the shoulder and listen to what we've uncovered today, and it could be stuff that, hey, when I put things out there, like now I've talked about this with about 3 people now. You're the third one. I got to start that event up. I'm going to start it up soon, probably September, after the summertime. Get like 3 to 5 people show up, have a nice little event, and then do it every month, and just take it off and see what goes on. I think it's powerful.
Tell me, like, paint me the details of the event. Like, where did you have it before? And like, is it monthly? Is it every other week? Is it every Monday?
I did it for my focus back in the day was for my insurance. I'm an insurance producer. So I was always catering to real estate agents, mortgage professionals, accountants, financial advisors, or anyone that was a small business owner, because that's an insurance that I can focus on. So like anyone that mechanics, bar owners, things like that. But I would go to Imperial 46 in Clifton, New Jersey. It's actually closed down right now. The owner actually opened up a couple other bars, but we would have one half of the bar. I would market it with my video. I would introduce, anytime I was having my little 15-minute connection calls, I used to have a little podcast to do with that. I'd mention, hey, we're having this event, show up. And the beauty was getting other people to do the same thing. So I kind of taught them when they were there, hey, do a quick selfie, talk about you were at this event, who you met, because that's always a powerful thing is, not just going to is I want people to be action takers. Don't just sit there in the corner with a couple of drinks and eat all night long. I want you up and about. I want you to meet Tom. I want you to meet Dan, John, Mary. I want you to, mingle, and broke the ice with people. Had some time. When I got really good at this, I took some time, had my sponsors talk for a few minutes. Then I did a little presentation about something, recorded it as Facebook Live at the time, recorded everything, and then did it the next month. And it was fun. It was people would come and like, oh my God, I see your videos. Now I get to meet you. And it was like you're a celebrity if you showed up a little bit later, because you're like, oh, look, it's my event. I can do what I want to do. Yeah. But it was very powerful. And I always tell people in my community, it's all about relationships, because I don't know, Tom might know the people that would come into my community. For example, you might have 1,000 people. Like, oh, just, guys, join Sean's thing, and boom, it would be ding, 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 ding. That's what people don't understand. You don't understand who people know until you get to know them. Then it's like, okay, very cool. Very cool. And then you start breaking bread together and you start seeing each other. You try to help each other. But like, Tom, what are some areas I can help you with? And Sean, I could do this for you. Blah, blah. It's just, the long game, but people don't want the long game sometimes.
Sean, what could be kind of fun is if you like ping-ponged the event with like in person and online. So like, let's say the first Wednesday of the month, let's say the first of the month, you have an in-person event, and then the 15th of the month, you have an online event.
Only in person and only online.
Yeah. So the thing is, all the people like in person, you could direct them to the online event that's going to be in the middle of the month. In 2 weeks, basically you'd be on a schedule of like every month you do an in-person event, every month you do an online event, but they would be separated by 2 weeks. So you're at the in-person event. Hey, in 2 weeks, check out our online event. I'm doing gonna meet a nomad, Tom, like whoever, and then it'd be kind of cool if like the online event is with people who couldn't be there,
right?
Or potentially you could like
the global piece.
Yeah. Really, okay. What's kind of funny is what like the first presentation I did, like a thing they pitched at the Nomad Festival was how to manage FOMO. So what ended up happening is I was like really starting to study everyone who has FOMO and how they get it. And my joke was, okay, well now that I know everyone who has FOMO, I'm just gonna like sprinkle breadcrumbs to lead everyone around. So anyway, what I was thinking is like potentially you could build a bit of a FOMO in all the in-person events, and then do the same thing in the online events, and then just to kind of do that back and forth. Now the thing is, if you're doing an in-person event and then on the online event you're interviewing someone who could have just been at the in-person event, then that might not be right. It might be a little bit less leverage. But if you're interviewing someone who like could be there, or I don't know, whatever's a fit for your community,
I like that.
Which might be kind of more fun if like because also what you could highlight potentially in your community is like who can't be there. Well, let's highlight them. This is someone in California or Moldova or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it just would be kind of fun, like kind of just add more dynamic stuff to it. Now, ideally, what could be fun is if you did the in-person event and was able to like live stream that. Every time I have seen anyone do that, I haven't seen anyone live stream an event well.
Right.
And also like engaged with people. The only like the best you can do that is like you have someone dedicated to just managing everyone online.
Right.
And then, you're on stage like talking, maybe doing an interview with whatever. And then they might say, hey, Sean, there's a question here. And then like, okay, you read the question. Yeah, well, Tom from Moldova says, how'd you whatever. And then, that's the best way you could do it. But I don't know. You don't want to you don't want to fuck up the beauty of IRL with
yes.
with an online question.
Yeah. So. I think we hit on some amazing stuff, and I appreciate that you actually say let's record some stuff, man. This is not gonna be the last time, guys. You're gonna see Tom again for sure. We're gonna do this again. I know there's more opportunity, more time. I know everyone's time. I like to keep it just past 30, so we're good at 40-minute episode. People can actually digest this and really gain some value. Tom, give us a little snippet get a little promo of your community of what it's about and how they get involved, and I'll have all the description, all the links there as well, guys.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm 2 weeks into school. I'm still building out the kinks, but the focus of it is, I want to build out support the mindset of entrepreneurs. So what we'll be focusing on is like, how to manage FOMO, how to manage procrastination, perfectionism, imposter syndrome. So these are the topics that I want to go over. Like for me, when I was on Shark Tank, like just before I pitched, I hit like a heavy imposter syndrome. And what's funny is when people see my pitch, they're like, holy shit, that was the best pitch I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, you guys don't know, is like 24 hours before, I was like crying in the bathroom, because I was like terrified. But so it just like through my journey, I've seen myself basically start my business with the proper fuel and then slowly switch into a negative fuel that led to like heavy grind culture and ended up getting heavily burnt out. So, that's the kind of mindset of like being able to identify, okay, like when am I switching these fuels and like, why am I switching? Like, why do I need to grind? Where typically that's like rooted in like an insecurity. So, yeah, that's the core of it. I've been calling it Compass Crew, which is, finding our internal compass and like being led by that.
No, I appreciate you, man. I want you to stick around for another moment. Everyone else, don't forget, go to the description, click the link, join the community, get inside, digest it, ask questions, and be present, be a good member. I want to remind everyone, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share. Don't forget, I'm here to help motivate and inspire. You'll see a couple playlists here. Check them out. Join Connection Creator Academy. Go to networkmarketinginsider.com. I have a link rotator. So anyone that comes in, I get 50% out to all my affiliates. So they're going to gain an affiliate. They'll gain a commission, and we all make money together. Tom, stick around for another moment. Everyone else, have an amazing rest of your day.